I'm not giving up. I'm like a weed. I will grow in whatever soil I find myself in. And I'm back. I'm practicing again because I'm not giving up. I'm going to be here every day. Yeah. Okay, doodles. I'm going to do a quote. It was my first speech tournament, and I came to school early in the morning, ready to get on a bus. And I was slated to do prose, and I got there. Prose is a black book event. You're supposed to have a black book. I heard the word black book, and you may think this too. I just thought it was a binder. I came to school with a 12-inch tall binder, a black binder with my script in it. That's not really what a black book is. A black book is supposed to be the size of like a paperback novel. I didn't know that, so I came to school with a black binder. And obviously I didn't final in prose. I had never done prose before, but what I did do is I gave it a shot. I did something. And that brings us to today's quote, which is, do or do not. There is no try. From Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back. Now, you may initially hear this and think that it creates an unhealthy binary between failure and success. But what I hear is that trying isn't something that really is a thing because it is an action. It is something we do. Trying is doing. So it is do and try or do not, and be passive. Don't take an active role in whatever you are trying to accomplish. And my interpretation for this is the film Inside Out, the film Legally Blonde, and Susan B. Anthony, the civil rights activist. So, to begin, we have Inside Out. Inside Out follows Riley as she moves all the way from Minnesota to California in San Francisco. And Riley, she isn't very happy with this move initially, and her mind is very tempestuous. It's like a storm inside of her. She's feeling really sad and really angry and really disgusted all at the same time. And this is a new feeling for Riley. She's not used to being constantly sad and angry and disgusted and scared. But Riley eventually sees that it's okay to not be happy all the time through trying to get back to Minnesota. She even books a bus ride all the way back to Minnesota by herself with her parents' money just because she thinks that she can't exist in California. So she chooses to do not. But as we've seen from Master Yoda's quote, trying is a form of doing. And when Riley decides to try California, she does enjoy California. She does find a new life with new friends and a new hockey team to join. And that shows that this binary that we create between success and failure does not only have to include success and failure. It can include an intermediate of effort that is really more aligned with success than aligned with failure, because this dichotomy that we have set up is not only between success and failure, it is between action and inaction. Moving forward, we also have Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde follows Elle Woods after she is broken up with by her boyfriend, Baron, and she tries to get back with him by going all the way from California to Harvard Law School in Massachusetts. Now, Elle is also an active agent in her story. She chooses to study for the LSAT. She gets a 179. She chooses to apply to Harvard Law. She chooses to go to Harvard Law, and she chooses to enter a case as a lawyer and win. And that choice of action, that choice of trying is doing. And that eventually, ultimately, brings success for Elle. She graduates near the top of her class. She is a good lawyer by following this passion, by performing an active role in her life. Moving forward, we also have Susan B. Anthony. Susan B. Anthony, unlike our other two examples, is not an immediate success story. Susan B. Anthony does vote illegally in an election. That is an action that she takes. But women in the United States don't get suffrage for many years after that. Now, you may look at that and say, well, Susan B. Anthony's a failure here. She did not immediately procure the right of women in the United States to vote. But what Susan B. Anthony did do was perform an active role in her life and in the battle for suffrage. And that is effort. That is action that Susan B. Anthony took. She did not only try, she did. And that really shows us the essence of today's quote. So, to recapitulate and conclude, we have the quote, "Do or do not, there is no try," from Yoda. And we see that while this may initially strike you as kind of stupid, obviously there is trying, there is failure, even though you give an effort. That's not what the quote is ultimately about. It's about the trying is doing. By choosing to not be passive, by choosing to not only accept how things are, but rather to try to change them, you are doing something. You are performing actions in the effort for change. And whether you're bringing a black binder instead of a black book, or whether you need to take action in your life in another way, to try is to do. And to give your effort is what all of our goals should be. Thank you. You know what? That was fun, actually. Like, I saw the quote and I was like, wait, I don't really want to do that. But then I did. And like, in an actual tournament that I'm going to be in about a month, I'm going to probably get a quote I don't like that much. And finding a way to spin that is part of the game. That's part of impromptu. So, drink water, stay healthy. Yeah, drink water, stay healthy. Toodles. Au revoir.